Okay, so we have some updates in the Delphi case. So we are waiting on the January 18th Supreme Court hearing that is about the lawyers. Okay, Richard Allen asked the Supreme Court to get his old lawyers back, basically, and recuse the judge from the case. He doesn't want Judge Gold on the case anymore, so we're waiting on that, as you know, probably. If not, there you go. But in the meantime, his lawyers actually went to visit him in his new prison because, remember, he was transferred randomly without even consulting his lawyers. The state just put in a transfer to that correctional facility that was like 3 hours away. And his lawyers went to visit him, which are Robert C. Scrimmen and William Labrado, who were the new judges appointed to him by Judge Gull. Well, they put in a motion to transfer because they don't feel like he's being treated very well.
No way.
Yeah. So, I have the motion to transfer here and the attached affidavit, which shout out to Sleuthy and Defense Diaries on the Delphi case. As always, they always get the new docs super, super fast. So they're a great source for that. But I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I know that Sleuthy's read through it, Defense Diaries read through it, Grizzly True Crimes read through it, and they're all incredible. But I want to just talk about it. Like, I want to go through some of the points and talk about it. So it talks about November 3rd, them filing the motion to transfer him, the state of Indiana filed a motion on the behalf of the sheriff of Carroll County to transfer him to the Departments of Corrections, saying it was a high-profile case. The Carroll County Jail couldn't really be sufficient in holding him. Like, they would have a hard time with it because of it being a high-profile case. They talk about the judge recusing himself, which we knew about. Then it says on April 5th, 2023, Mr. Allen's former counsel filed an emergency motion to modify safekeeping order to put him in a county jail because Westville Correction Facility had these guards wearing these patches. Now, I want to mention something that Sleuthy posted to Twitter that blew my freaking mind, okay? So she has a tweet here, and I'll try to post that on the screen. But it says September 22nd, 2023, Randy Jones is told by the warden he can no longer wear the Odin patch. October 4th, 2023, there's a leak of crime scene photos. October 12th, 2023, Judge Gold tells the defense to stop working on Richard Allen's case. October 19th, 2023, Judge Gold blindsides the defense by calling them negligent, removes them from the case. October 24th, 2023, Randy Jones, that same guard that was wearing the patches and was told to stop, gets a tattoo of Odin's spear on his face. And there's a freaking video of him getting it on social media.
What?
Yeah. So he's like, oh, you won't let me wear patches? I'm going to get an Odin spear tattooed on my face. Should that be allowed? You realize that Odinist is being connected with racist because of the prison politics and the way this Odinist religion has been hijacked and abused and perverted by racists, skinheads, aka Vinlanders and others in the United States specifically. Because Odinist in nature, like just naturally, like that religion, the old Nordic pagan religion, is not racist. If anything, they were some of the most open people ever.
Yeah.
They were very open.
I want to see what the DOC regulations are, because I'll tell you guys, while I have some visible tattoos that I'm working to get removed just for certain reasons, not anything bad or anything like that, so don't think that. It's just for visibility purposes with jobs and things.
It's just not super appropriate in business tattoos.
Not that it's not appropriate. All my tattoos are appropriate. I just don't want them visible. I want to be able to cover up when I want to cover up and show them when I want to show them.
Right.
So I'm getting some removed. But I'll tell you that in my positions, I've never, ever seen a job where I can have face tattoos.
Yeah. No.
So I want to see what the DOC rules are, because if he's still employed and they aren't allowed to have face tattoos, then
what's going on here?
Favoritism?
Yeah.
Is it are they allowed to have one-off situation? Like what's going on here?
Or
something's wrong.
Or were they actually, like, is there some kind of infiltration of the justice system?
I mean, normally prisons are privately owned.
I get it, but we also have this weird stuff going on with Judge Gohl. And let me tell you, even after the Supreme Court told her to stop removing documents from the docket because it's illegal, she removed this off of the docket as soon as it was posted. Right after, she removed this document, this motion to transfer and the affidavit, and this was posted the 12th of January. And literally like the next day, she removed it after the Supreme Court ordered her to stop doing that. She did it anyway. Again. Because isn't it interesting? The lawyers she hand-picked, cherry-picked, and apparently Scrimmin is on her social media and she's commented on his family stuff that, like, they agree with the past lawyers. Like, he's not being treated right.
Yeah. I mean, this is a human rights issue. Whether he's innocent or guilty. And what's interesting is, going back to what you've said before, the victims are losing their voice in this. Because
they are.
The Justice Department can't pull their heads out of, they're behind.
Exactly. The Abby and Libby are being lost in all of this because of this literal circus. It's a circus. I mean, and for anybody who doesn't believe the memorandum, these lawyers clearly are seeing it from what I'm about to read. So basically, Scrimmin is the one that wrote this, and he went on to say, after his 25 years of experience in practicing law and visiting many county jails to, talk to his clients, he believes that Allen is not being treated similar to other pretrial detainees in county jails, and his pretrial incarceration at a distant prison severely impacts the counsel's ability to effectively communicate with him and represent him.
Such insanity.
And that he agrees and wants to incorporate the past lawyers' arguments on this. That they can't visit him. They don't have an effective way to visit him. So it just talks about it actually mentions the letter written by that guy that we read in an update, a breaking news update, that wrote them saying Richard Allen was being abused and that he was also abused. They mentioned that on April 28th, 2023, the court received that. And of course, Judge Gohl hit it, of course. And it talks about the Odin patches, and they actually went to visit him and also they saw the face tattoo, and they saw that Richard Allen was intimidated by them and that they were watching through the glass and that there were cameras recording. Crazy, right? So they also talk about that Wabash Correctional Facility, which is the facility he was moved to after Westville when the state just randomly decided to move him, is a 3.5 hour drive without stops. And when they went to visit Mr. Allen in the Wabash Correctional Facility, it was a 10-hour day for them.
That's insane.
How are they able to consult with their client to build a case and help represent him if they have to take 10-hour days to go talk to him? That is not reasonable. And when they went there, they're basically saying, okay, listen to this. So November 19, 2023, they went to visit him at Westville, okay? The visit was an arduous process, which included lengthy travel, complicated and protracted prison security procedures, difficult visitation conditions. Throughout our legal consultation with Mr. Allen, he remained uncomfortably and unnecessarily shackled and chained in a manner that resembled Hannibal Lecter. They literally say that. While guards watched through the glass panels, the door ajar, Mr. Allen clearly appeared intimidated by them, as I was just talking, and he was hesitant to speak freely. And then they talk about the face tattoos, and it was the same. It says that none of the guards were wearing the patches, but there was a guard with a face tattoo of Odin's spear.
At the new place?
No, this is at the old place still. Okay. And they talk about a necklace he was wearing that was Thor's hammer with the inscribed letters BRSRCR, which is an acronym for Berserker, which is a very specific type of Norse battle axe. And they also saw other photos displayed 3 interlocking triangles, another symbol. Wait, what is that about? Yeah, I don't know. Other photos displayed that. And it says see exhibit, but we don't get to see those. It also said that he has only taken, Mr. Allen stated Westville guards were intimidating and reluctant to provide him with a shower and recreational access. So then they talk about their visit to him in Wabash, the 10-hour day. It says several gates had to be manually cranked open because there was a power outage. They weren't really equipped for visitations like this with lawyers. They had fashioned a visitation room in some sort of prep kitchen within the prison housing unit, and that it was monitored by a camera, the visitation. They had him locked in a prison cell located within the kitchen. The cell appeared to be designed as a place to feed a prisoner. The cell had a solid iron door with a small hinged iron flap, approximately 8 inches high, that opened just far enough to slide a food tray through it. They left it open, and it was through that small opening that they were allowed to talk to him. A folding table was set up 6 feet from the cell door with 3 chairs on the far side of the table. We were instructed to sit in the chairs and not to approach him or come within 6 feet of the cell door.
What?
They couldn't come within 6 feet, meaning they had to sit there and yell. And they couldn't show him videos or documents or really discuss the case with him at all.
That's so messed up. Dude.
It's super messed up. And they're saying it just makes it super hard to represent him. They literally can't. And they said
know, when you go and see a normal attorney, a lot of times they will unshackle them even and let them sit openly, and there are no cameras.
Right.
They are not allowed to. That's illegal.
So this also says that he'd only been given 2 showers, and that he wasn't allowed outside at all. And they said it was because of him being on like self-harm watch. So, and he talks about, so there's a conclusion, but he says there is in all of his years doing this and visiting different jails, county jails, there's never a guard present during the consultation, never audio or video equipment recording the visit, and his clients are never shackled, handcuffed, or chained during the visits. He's allowed to sit at the table with his client, watch videos, they even provide a computer, and they talk. Maybe even sometimes they have to do it through glass, but that's the worst, normally.
This is insane.
So the affidavit goes deeper into it, but
I'm curious why we haven't seen human rights advocates come forward for this?
You know, I don't really know. But it basically says a lot of the same things, but there's some extra details about the chains, that the guards were like, they stayed outside the door. You know, it's just extra details. But there are some extra details in here that are concerning, like very concerning. So they say that Mr. Allen was visibly uncomfortable with his arms twisted at the elbow, such as at the back of his hands could be secured facing each other in the cuffs. He stayed shackled the whole visit. There it talks about the spear on his tattoo again and all of that stuff. It talks about Odinism being linked to white supremacy and the prison system. Symbols and rituals associated with Odinism also appear present in the crime scene photos. So they agree with the memorandum that it does appear there are these symbols at the crime scene. Mr. Allen stated he was once shot with a taser through a closed and locked prison cell door.
Oh my gosh.
He stated when it was time for him to take a shower or have rec time, the guards would ask him if he wanted to shower or rec, but then they would slowly shake their heads from side to side, indicating that his response should be no because it was an inconvenience for them, for the guards. It also, it took an hour to get to Mr. Allen once they were in the facility. There's no visitation rooms. Yep. So, they talk about the conditions again. It says that he confirmed he had recently spoken with Karen Weinecke, which I believe she's the one that helped draft the appeals to the Supreme Court. And that he talked with her about the upcoming hearing. He was really confused and hesitant because he doesn't understand what's going on with his legal representation, and he didn't really want to share information with his new lawyers because he wants his old ones back. You know, he wanted them. And also the wife was the same way when they spoke with his wife. She didn't really want to share that much. So it says that since arriving at Wabash Correctional Facility, he's been kept in solitary confinement, not had any recreational time, not been allowed outside. He has no window. He's been there nearly 2 weeks. He's only taken 1, maybe 2 showers. He appears disoriented to date and time. Prison officials confirmed that Mr. Allen had not been taken outside for recreational time for the self-harm watch. He expressed concern he was receiving medication and he was unsure what he was being given or why, as he had not seen a physician recently. He also stated that whatever medication he receives, he does not always get the same type or number or size or color of pills. Is that not nuts? How long has that been going on? How long has that been going on? And is that why he's had this mental health decline? Was that going on in Westville?
He needs to learn how to tongue him, man. It's not fair regardless. I'm just like thinking problem solving. Like if I was in his shoes, you know what I mean? You learn to hold your tongue sideways, throw it under your tongue and it way in the back where you can lift your tongue and they can't see it, you know? Like,
yeah, the Defense Diaries said in their tweet about this that cases must be tried in the sunlight, not in the shadows. And that's what's happening to Richard Allen, especially after I saw this video that has Doug Carter in it. It's by WTHR News. And it says the title of it is State Police Prepare for Expected Richard Allen Appearance at Indiana State House. Well, in it, Doug Carter says they're basically going to up security a whole bunch, but make sure everything's functioning like it normally does. But nobody will even see Richard Allen.
That's shady.
Yeah.
Shady.
So what, the public's not allowed to see Richard Allen anymore? Why? Because it's good for us to see him to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, save that. I'll shout him out on Twitter.
That's ridiculous.
Called corruption.
But then we have an article here saying Richard Allen is not going to be going to the Supreme Court hearing.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's not really normal. I don't know. It says he was originally stand trial this month, but instead we're doing the Supreme Court thing. This is an article by Fox 59. It says, Kara Weineke, I can confirm as far as we know, he will not be there. We have not asked for him to be transported. I confirmed with the Supreme Court services this morning that the court has not arranged on its own for Mr. Allen to attend, and we have not been notified by anyone representing the state or Judge Gold that they wish to have Mr. Allen attend.
Yeah, so it's because of it's between Gold and the attorneys.
I guess. I think it's a little weird he doesn't get to go, though.
So you don't think there's a possibility with all the corruption and insanity we've seen in this case that the new attorneys are playing nice to try and make the old attorneys like, okay, they got it, and then just flip it on its head?
See, Bob Motta felt like this was very calculated by them.
Agreed.
And I have to say, I think that's a huge possibility here.
Because all they're doing is regurgitating the same things, nothing else. And they actually didn't say anything bad about the new prison, just that he was held in that whatever thing in the kitchen with being 6 feet away. That's it.
No, that is not all they said. They said he's been giving pills.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
They are saying bad things about the new one. That's why they're requesting him to be moved, because they feel like they can't represent him. They feel like it's not fair. I mean, that's what they're saying. Now, it's all of the old stuff with new stuff at this new facility too.
Okay.
And the Hannibal Lecter thing is kind of new too, like that he's being chained in a fashion similar to Hannibal Lecter.
It's weird.
It's super weird. The pill thing is really highly concerning. Also, the fact that the prisons can't just stick him in a room with his attorneys, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Prisons should have that ability. What if you're going through an appeal? Like, what if you're going through some kind of process and you want to appeal your case and you're already in prison? What, you don't get to visit with attorneys?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
This case is insane.
Wabash, dude, that correctional facility, I kind of touched on it before in some of the deaths that have happened there, but it doesn't seem like a great place just from what I've looked up. Now, moving on to the next thing, Judge Gold is to serve as the next Superior Court Chief Judge. And this is directly coming from the Allen Superior Court.us website. It says that they have elected a new chief judge, rounding out the leadership team that will guide the court for the next 2 years. Judge Francis C. Gold will serve a two-year term as the court's chief judge beginning January 1st, 2024. The chief judge has certain leadership and administrative responsibilities, including overseeing Board of Judges meetings, signing the court's annual budget, and representing Allen County on the Judicial Conference of Indiana Board of Directors. She succeeds another judge, DeGroot, who also completed a 2-year term. It says that
this is just a way to like get her off the bench.
I don't know,
because I don't think she's gonna have this. She's in basically a management of judge position. So does she have time to
do this case and do this?
It's a way to get her off without taking a black eye.
Dude, she should take a black eye.
I agree with you.
What she's doing is illegal.
Yeah.
This is like priests in the Catholic Church trying to cover up for other priests.
She's literally
relocating them.
Yeah.
She is a criminal.
Yeah, I know.
She absolutely is. Dude, she's breaking the law and knowingly, and was ordered to stop and still did it. Still removed it from the docket.
Yeah.
She's knowingly and willingly breaking the law.
We're in an upside down world with this.
Dude, yeah, we are. But apparently this is a rotating thing every 2 years. I heard a lot of people saying it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't really mean anything. But in the same respect, it's like, is there a reason for it? Because it's an elected thing, but people are saying, oh no, judges are on a rotated schedule for this. Well, then why is it considered elected? then it wouldn't be an actually elected position.
Yeah.
So I think actually your idea kind of makes sense. It is a way to make her too busy to continue with this case and get her off of there so that and then she doesn't have to deal with all this. But the Supreme Court hearing is coming regardless. Now, my question is, if she were to recuse herself from the case, does the Supreme Court hearing still happen?
I don't know. Not sure.
Or do they just talk about the attorneys and leave Judge Cole out of it?
I'm not sure. Don't know.
And assign a new judge, and that's it.
I don't know. Maybe I could do some research, try and figure it out, but I don't know.
Or you guys leave some comments and let us know what you think. If you know, if you have any idea. This is all really insane. I wasn't really expecting it. I did not expect the attorneys to step up to the plate, but I do question their integrity. They're connected to Judge Cole, handpicked by her. I question it. I question the motive behind it. I really hope it's with the best intentions and they actually care and are seeing the human rights issue here. But I don't know, man. This case is so flipped upside down. It is a disgrace, honestly, to the Indiana justice system.
It is.
Like, I hope the Supreme Court,
good lawyer, every good judge, every good police officer, like,
if the Supreme Court doesn't rule against this, dude, I hope they take it to the feds.
Yeah.
They better keep climbing up the ladder because this is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that I've ever seen somebody who isn't convicted held in a prison like this before. Yeah. I don't know if this has ever happened. At least in modern day times.
Crazy.
It is wild. But I want to know your opinions on it. I just feel super bad for Richard Allen, man. And I wish the focus was more on the victims and getting justice and you know, figuring out what's going on with this case and looking at the evidence. We can't even look at the evidence at this point because it's all secret, you know, like there's hardly anything. And his affidavit is literally trash. It's trash, straight up. Yeah. And we have to focus on this, the human rights issue, because they can't get their stuff together. Yeah. But again, please leave your opinions and thoughts in the comments. Anything else, you know, any suggestions regarding this case, let us know.
Let us know.